everyone. So today we are going to start a simple implementation of one of the Python code which get executed in O1 time period. Now that specific program which we are talking about is of the first repeating element. Now to get the first repeat element we might have to traverse a lot of things in a list. There are multiple ways by which we can achieve it. So let's suppose if we have a list of numbers, let's say nums, which consist of, let's say, 12, 13, 14, 15, again 12. So now the first repeating element is 12. And in our code, we have to traverse through each element in this list just once. By visiting each element once, we should know that this element is the first repeating one. Now we can add multiple test cases in this scenario. Let's say we also have 13. We will add another things into this list later once we find a perfect solution for it. To achieve this specific problem statement, we have multiple constraints. Our program should execute in only O n time period, O1 time period, which means visiting each and every element just once. Then our code should be optimized. That is the first thing or first problem which we are denoting. Now let's create a function for first repeating element, and we pass a list of numbers to it, correct, in the parenthesis. After that we would use a hashing data type. Now what is a hashing data type? Hashing data type includes the set, the dictionaries. Why should we use it? Because they are the perfect ones to get any element in let's say very proficient time. So if we put scene equals to, and we establish as set, because we will put each and every element into this set, and we would also put it because the traversing is also uh, easy in a way, uh, apart from other data types such as list and tuples. Sets are more easy, as well as they are more optimized and they are more early to get any results. Now in this we would use a simple for loop. In the for loop we would iterate each and every element from the list, like for num in numbers, and then we would simply put a if condition. If that number in scene, means if that number is found to be in scene, then it should directly return the number, and otherwise we should just simply add that element into the let's say scene set. Now what we are exactly doing is we are simply creating a for loop. By for loop we are simply iterating the numbers from that list. We apply a if condition. Now why we applied a if condition? Because we wanted to see if the element we are iterating from that for loop, if it is already present in that set or not. Means first what it will do, it will first iterate the 12 number, then it will add it, because it will because this if condition will become false in that situation. So it will add it into the scene. Then it will go to 13. Is it already present? No. Then it will add. Then it will add 14. Is it already present? No. Then it will add 15. Then if it is it already present, the answer is obviously no. Then it will again add. But when it comes to this 12, this condition becomes true, and we are simply returning the number which is first repeat character. Now scene dot add number. After that, when we finish this, uh, let's say for loop, we should return the none, because if all the elements are unique, then we should not print anything, or our function should not return anything. That's why we should give that specific situational execution as none, because we don't want any errors, or we don't want blank to be printed. So after that, we will simply put we will simply take this whole function calling, and then we call this function, and it gives us a result of 12. Now let's try with another condition. Let's suppose our nums is already there. I will simply copy this nums, which contains several elements. Now we have contained the 12 in the end. Let's try putting 13 after 13, and let's see what results our function would give. Now in this scenario, what it will give is, it will find, as per our logic, what it is doing is, it is picking each and every element and then finding its occurrence, like first 12, then 13, then 12, then 13. But let's see what it gives us. Now the result is 13. Why it gave 13 and not 12? Because our program basically just executed, or just returned, the elements which are so frequently mentioned in the list. For example, why it gave 13 and not 12 is because it would have to traverse till end to find another 12. But for 13, they are so consecutive and they are so adjacent to each other. That's why it gave 13. And that's so obvious, because as per our executional commands, this for loop is literally executing each and every element in the list. So first it picked 12, then it picked 13, then it picked another 13. Now, when we are inserting each and every element into this hashable data type, which is set, which we named as a scene, that is the variable name, then in the scene, the first element which we have added was 12, then another number was 13, and then when it comes to the 0, 1, 2, that is the second position, second indexing in the list, that is again 13, then it just uh, make that if condition true. This if condition, which we have mentioned explicitly, like if that number is if that number is present in that specific hashable data type which is set, what we have did, we have simply mentioned if that number is in scene, then it should return that number, nothing else. It just should break that execution and it should return it. Otherwise, if that result contains all the elements which are unique, then it should return none. That's the condition. Now let's check another condition, which is return none. I will again copy this nums list. I will paste it here, and I will simply delete or remove all the duplicate elements from that list. Let's see what our function behaves in this scenario. It gave nothing. It gave none. When I executed this function and I passed a list specifically containing all the unique characters, then it gave simply none. So this is about the first repeating element. I hope you like this. Thank you.